Thank you very much, and good morning to all joining us on social media. I have here Honorable Rapheal Nakachinda, our Secretary General, and our chairperson from Northern Province, flanking him and myself. We are here to speak to both our members and the country on the recent development. You are aware that there was filing of nominations just yesterday on 19th December 2023. This was after ECZ announced last week on Thursday that they'll be receiving nominations for candidates in Mayembe Ward in Shwangandu District, in Kapamba Ward in Impika District, and in Kayo Ward in Mwansabombwe District. These seats fell vacant, and an election is envisaged to take place in January, I think January 20th. There are matters that occurred yesterday. Prior to that, just a quick reminder, last week when ECZ made the announcement and included regulations that are outside the Electoral Process Act, that are outside ECZ regulations, we and other political parties wrote an urgent letter to attempt to see the chairperson of the ECZ and his staff, who were not granted the opportunity. We proceeded to write a letter, ourselves and I think two other political parties, to alert ECZ that the letter they had written of instructions for, I think dated 13th December, was irregular and it was outside the law. They proceeded with the same regulations that they had announced to then premise the receiving of nominations that occurred yesterday in Shwangandu, in Impika, and in Mwansabombwe. Honorable Rapheal Nakachinda is here now to speak to the issues of our concern as a party, the issues that concern this country, and the attack on democracy by President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND. Honorable Rapheal Nakachinda.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Mwamba, and thank you, Honorable Chairman. To our viewers and all those that are listening to us, wherever you are. From yesterday afternoon, as a leadership of Patriotic Front, we have been receiving calls from across the country, people desiring to take to the streets in protest of this abuse of government institutions. And we have been calling on all those, our members, and generally the Zambian people that have been demanding that some action needs to be taken because they are beginning to lose confidence in the judicial system of our country. They are beginning to lose confidence in institutions of government like that of ECZ, seeing the fact that Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, from the time he got into office, systematically he has been compromising institutions of government by appointing people based on either nepotism or indeed tribal inclination, and those that are clearly UPND cadres. ECZ has the chairperson of the commission, a non-UPND cadre. The commissioners there, particularly Mr. McDonald Chipenzi, a non-UPND cadre. And what has resulted out of those appointments, I'm sure the Zambian people remember the Kabushi saga, the Kwacha saga, where the ECZ attempted to donate to itself powers that it doesn't have, where for the first time in the history of this country, against what the law provides, ECZ decided to reject candidates that were presented or nominated by Patriotic Front. That we challenged up to the Constitutional Court, and the Constitutional Court has pronounced itself that whatever ECZ did that time was against the law and irregular. they have attempted again using the same method, suggesting that the political parties needs to have adoption certificates signed with names indicated of those who have signed adoption certificate, and in this case demanding that it should be the Secretary General and the president of a political party. That is irregular. Actually, the ECZ don't even need to receive an adoption certificate. What they need is to receive communication from a political party, even by way of a letter, that this one is our candidate that we have adopted. This new demand under the so-called general regulation is inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution and therefore null and void. What happened yesterday is irregular. It is impunity of the highest, exhibiting impunity of the highest level on the part of ECZ. But we know that they are receiving instructions from Ms. Nakachinda Ecz. And I want to take this opportunity on behalf of Patriotic Front to address Ms. Nakachinda Ecz. Nova party bangu ndanda kumugumbira ejincho mujita. We know it's a litmus test for 2026 elections, and you are trying to test the waters, but you are caught in trouble. If the intelligence are not advising you, if the security wings in this country are not telling you, there is tension in this nation. We at a point, at a boiling point across the country, and this impunity is a matchstick that should not be allowed to lit a fire that you can't contain. As responsible leaders in opposition, we keep on calling on our members and the general public to remain calm and give them assurances that this matter will be resolved. Mao Sampa is not an issue in Patriotic Front. We even sympathize with him because we know the grand scheme is to try and use him to destabilize Patriotic Front, and then in the end he will be arrested because there is a case that we know UPND is using to try and blackmail the gentleman, and we sympathize with him. But I can assure you, Ms. Nakachinda Ecz, the Zambian people are known historically to stop this kind of behavior. Kaunda was stopped in 1990. The third term bid in 2001 was stopped by the Zambian people. Any time that an ugly head of dictatorship emerges in this country, the Zambian people have always exhibited and manifested the true power that belongs to the people. And don't tempt the Zambian people to take things in their own hands because you are, failing to adhere to the law. What you are actually inculcating by compromising these institutions is to court anarchy in this country. And as Patriotic Front, we're saying, no, I think there is a better way these things can be resolved. We call upon the judiciary. We will continue to knock at your doors, not for us to be favored, but for justice to prevail. Ms. Nakachinda Ecz is on the path of destruction, and I think his legacy, by the time he finishes his tour of duty as president, may not be one that anybody will be proud of. Every dictator has ended up badly. Hitler ended up badly. Mussolini ended up badly. Idi Amin ended up badly. And there are many examples we can give. Even you, Ms. Nakachinda Ecz, if you continue on this path, you will not end well. You will end up badly. And we advise you, retreat. Every hand of oppression has never succeeded against the hand of those who want to advance justice and good for the people. You will not succeed with your oppression. Stop it, and stop it now before you regret for the rest of your life and the generation that come after you. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much. I think those were the remarks by our Secretary General Honorable Nakachinda, speaking to the development that occurred yesterday, where our candidates were refused to participate in the elections. The candidates filed in successfully, and their papers, according to the law, they filed in successfully. You cannot come many hours later and say you are closing business and then accept or reject. The law doesn't. The law is very clear. The law says when a candidate presents, you accept or reject there and then. There's no opportunity for you now to go back. A few hours later, you receive instructions. That's the time you come and reject. So the rejection of our candidates that occurred yesterday was illegal, and we will inform you our next course of action. Thank you very much, and God bless you.